Hello, ladies and gentlemen. In a second, description of your ascendant or moon sign will follow. In the meantime, I want to wish you all the best for the year 2024 and to tell you that you hear about the most important celestial configurations for the year 2024, both from sidereal and also modern astrology point of views, and also to tell you that these are just the description of the main celestial events. Of course, if you want to have more specific and very detailed reading on how these celestial events will influence your horoscopes, you may book a reading with me, consultation, which will be very detailed and will be dealing with eclipses, with heliacal phases of the planets, with the future cycles, with also with the solar activity eventually, and with the main transits for 2024, and also with the very important changes of positions of the trans-Saturn planets like Uranus. So this will be discussed now, but in much better detail it will be seen in your horoscope, and such a reading will be available for you with a special discount for the year 2024, and you can find it under this video. So all the best to you, and to remind you again, we are very powerful and we can shape and we can program our realities, but knowledge is important. This is why I'm introducing you into these celestial events, transits, phases, eclipses, because once you are aware of them, once you are informed, you do the needed action. In order to change what you don't want to happen, and in order to shape your own reality. So all the best, and here your ascendant follows. Thank you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, with sidereal ascendant Pisces or moon in Pisces, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this would be Aries. And now we will be looking at year 2024, how the year in general terms will look like for you. Now, first of all, the first appearance of the moon, which is marking the beginning of the next lunar astronomical year, is taking place not as usually in Pisces, but is happening in Aries, which happens to be your second house. This way we have a serious emphasis on the second house in your horoscope. And you know, the second house in astrology is related to family roots. It is about money. So these matters will be quite important. Also, in the meantime, your ascendant ruler, Jupiter, will be there on the second house. And I think that this is benevolent. This is not bad. But we somehow think of importance of family roots, and of course finances. How this will be manifest, of course, more we can see in your horoscopes, but in general, this is not malefic appearance of the moon. Of course, Aries is always related to martial activities, so you may need to be a little bit more diplomatic. Also, very important event, very important. As you know, on 6th of October of 2023, the lunar nodes Ketu and Rahu moved on your ascendant and descendant. So as follows: Rahu, the head of the dragon, is on your ascendant Pisces, and Ketu, the tail of the dragon, is on your descendant Virgo. Now they will be there during the entire year 2024. What is this meaning? Now, when Rahu and Ketu are entering certain sign, which they will occupy for 18-19 months, they also move in a retrograde motion, and also they they take with themselves the eclipses. So it means that all 5 eclipses of next year, 2024, will take place on the very same axis. Eclipses are always portals for change. They bring changes in our lives for sure. In what way? Well, you sense the energy of the eclipse period as something which is causing you a little bit delay. You feel a little bit like I am not very lucky at the time being. This is what you may experience, but keep in mind that the eclipses are portals for change. So it could be that you have delay and later, not really much to wait, not long to wait. Later on, you see how things are opening to the very needed, the right, the appropriate for yourself direction. So this is the thing. Therefore, keep in mind that you will undergo changes, like in terms of your desires, experiences. Also, about it will be about your plans, everything what you want to achieve, your mission. All this somehow will be changing and will be clear in your mind what after this year in particular. So this is very important year for yourself, also because wherever Rahu is, he's showing what we are driven to, what we are driven towards, and this is yourself. This is your ascendant. Ascendant is the house of life. Therefore, you are very important, your plans, your mission on earth. This is very important in the year, it will be very important in the year 2024. You will be more important than everything else in your horoscope. Also, mentioning this, I would like to tell you the dates of the eclipses so that you can note them down on your agenda, so that you know approximately 7 days, I would say even more, but let's say 7 days before an eclipse or 7 days after. Don't do important things, don't like new beginnings, medical interventions, important new activities, because wait and see. After the eclipse, you might have totally different desires and opinions and so on. So the first eclipse is on 25th of March, it's the lunar one. Then we have a total solar eclipse on 8th of April. Then we have a lunar one on 17th, 18th of September. Then we have solar on 2nd of October. And we have lunar one on 17th of October. So this is very important to know. Then another important, again, of course, celestial event. On 7th of May, Mars appears heliacally. It means becomes visible for the first time on your ascendant, and with this he's starting new cycle, which cycle will be valid for between 15 to 17 months. Very important cycle. Mars in Pisces. Now, Mars in Pisces, of course, is very secretive. You can imagine this fiery energy to put into the watery Pisces energy. But he can make you very driven to your inner, self, to spirituality, to be very driven to philosophies because of the nature of Pisces. But also depends how Mars is placed in your horoscope. In general, you may need to be a little bit more careful to stay away from disputes, from disharmonious situations, also to be patient in general, not to be impulsive, and to be a little bit more loving, patient with your partner, because this energy could disbalance a little bit your partnership, your romantic life. You may need to be careful when you negotiate. You may need to take a little bit more care of your health and just not expose yourself to any risky situations. This is very important because of this heliacal rise of Mars. Another major event would be, of course, that Uranus is changing signs. On 18th of June, after 7 years of stay in Aries, Uranus is moving into Taurus, and there he will be staying for another 7 years, and this is indeed very important. This is major, because if you go back in time. On April of 2017, Uranus entered Aries, and most probably he brought to you significant financial changes, also changes related to somehow family members, communication with them. But this was very, very important, especially powerful in the beginning of his cycle. Now, Uranus will be 7 years in Taurus. This happens to be your third house. For your horoscope, this doesn't seem to be malefic because this is third house, and from there, Uranus is not making any disharmonious aspects to the houses of primary importance, like your ascendant or descendant. But of course, he will bring changes for you too. And the third house, the ninth house axis, is a lot about study, communication, commerce, long distance travel, media work, philosophical work, philosophies, enlightenment, because it is a lot about, it's the house of the guru, is the ninth house. It's a lot about teachings and study. And Uranus will bring changes there for you. How this is going to manifest, of course, we have to see detail in the horoscope, but in general, he may bring changes in the way you communicate with the world, in the way you study. He may bring a lot of new connections, communication. He may change the way you do your media work, let's say. He can make you very innovative when it comes to especially media and communicating your view, your knowledge. Communication wise, this will be major. Also, this may have to do with communication and relationship with brothers and sisters. So there you may need to remain patient and not impulsive, because Uranus is Lord of Change, and he's capable of bringing sudden changes. Then before Uranus, Jupiter on 4th of May is leaving your second house, where he was for the last year, and he is entering Taurus. Again, his entrance into Taurus will soften the later on entrance of Uranus into Taurus. Jupiter is really going to be like a mediator. This is how I look at him. He will soften the energy of Uranus, because otherwise you cannot imagine how sharp he can be. So Uranus will be in Taurus before Jupiter, and further on they will make a major conjunction. And they will make major changes in your horoscope related to what I told you: communication, commerce, interest in knowledge, education, philosophy. All these will be shifting and changing, and will be really very much different in a couple of years after the presence of Uranus and Jupiter in your third house. Then, as probably I mentioned, I don't remember, Saturn remains during 2024 in Aquarius for you. Nothing new. You already know how this feels, because Saturn is on your 12th house since end of January of 2023. Of course, this says watch out for your health. Be diplomatic, be careful, because he may bring the karma in relation to hidden secret enemies. He may give you the means to overpower them, but still Saturn in the 12th house is able to bring the karma in relation to health. Also, I mentioned to you secret enemies, and also some chronic health complaints. So he may give you the solutions to solve all of this, but still you may need to be a little bit more awake and alert when it comes to Saturn and his presence in the 12th house of yours. So in general, ladies and gentlemen with Ascendant Pisces, this is about you. I think that you will have a very interesting year. Many changes will happen to you related to the choices of your occupation, your mission. A lot this can impact also your career. Don't program yourself for something bad. No, it is not bad. This is just something that you knew about before you came, that your soul knows about. And remember, knowledge is to give you power to shape your reality and to bring the events as you desire them to look like. So all the best for you. Have great 2024. Bye bye.